Hey everyone, welcome to Skip to the End, a podcast that spoils...
That podcast. Don't delete it. This goes in.
Well, I have to bleep out the swear because that somehow affects things. The YouTube video
Podcast.
that spoils movies
What a
for
treat
you.
for my soul.
I'm Michael, and here next to me, excited about my flub and my blub, is B. Hello, B.
Hello, it's me, B.
How you doing, Bubby?
Oh, it sounded cooler when I said it.
Well, yeah, that's the way it goes.
I'm good. I'm in a mood that's positive. I'm raring to go. I have a cup of water. I'm cozy. Let's do it.
Great. So, that sounds great. I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Oh, I was trying to drink my water without spilling it. I'm so sorry.
I thought it'd be funny.
How are you? I enjoyed it. We'll see what the people think. But how are you?
I'm all right. I feel a little dazed. I don't know.
Are you dazed and confused because of me?
Not because of you. I wouldn't say that. I think it's just sleeping patterns. As you know, I've been sort of watching my patterns of everything during the week. And I've noticed that my sleep pattern hasn't been great, which has led to evenings where I inadvertently take a very quick nap, which isn't great. I should just go to bed earlier or commit to a longer nap. This is like an hour's at Butter Zone. Anyway, I'm
Butter Zone?
Yeah.
What's that?
Butter Zone is something people say.
What does it mean?
It's just like it's smooth, it's desired, it's easy, I guess.
I've never in my days heard this phrase. Hey, look at the rhyming. She's a rhymer. She's a poet.
I really hope it's a phrase, and I'm not just
It's okay to make up phrases. I think that's cool too. I have no problem with a phrase that one made up. I'm just saying that I personally have not heard that particular one before.
It could be that I've heard the phrase and I'm misconstruing? Is that
Misconstruing. It also could be that you just legitimately know a phrase and you said it correctly and everything you said is great.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, let's get into this. I asked you this off mic, and you seem to indicate you might not have seen this movie, which is the whole premise of the video.
Yeah. I don't remember what you called it. I do recall that you gave me a title and I didn't quite recognize it. Though I had a guess that after you told me an actor that was in it, a Baldwin.
Well, hold on. Let me for the viewers.
Oh, right.
Listeners.
I've jumped ahead. I've skipped to the end.
I did the Foley work of someone falling.
I did not.
Yeah, like, so in this world, like, your character would have pushed my character.
And the Yzma to your Cusco.
Machismo?
No.
I don't know.
I'm making a reference to the Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, I haven't seen
Yzma,
that.
well, you should. And I might make that happen. Anywho, Yzma is the bad lady, played by a wonderful actress.
Eartha Kitt.
Indeed. She is amazing and great.
Amazing.
And the llama is played by that man.
David Spade.
Sure is him. And he's a very, very prideful, terrible prince, really.
Hey,
who,
B.
Learns the words. Yep.
Have you seen the movie called The Shadow?
No.
It's a movie, and the title is The Shadow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it some sort of, I don't know, something about like a living shadow or like a stalker?
Oh, you expect me to answer this? You will get no answers.
I thought we were having a conversation on our podcast.
Oh, probably. It's not a podcast. Well, this time I'm more organized, much like a normal conversation where you come with pre-prepared questions.
Oh, yes. What normals do.
So unlike other times, meaning the only other time we did this podcast, I keep calling it a podcast.
Because it's a podcast. Yeah.
The only other time we did this show, I did not have things as organized. So this part's going to be a little, it's going to be similar to last time we did this, but we're going to have more pointed questions. So
dive right in. Let's go.
Let's dive right in. So The Shadow. Mm-hmm. You haven't seen it, so we're going to do best guesses on 5 points.
Oh.
for the shadow.
Let her rip.
And let's be clear, there's no expectation that anyone would get any of these questions right. It's just a baseline.
Let's go.
When do you think this movie came out?
Oh gosh. Well, I have seen the cover.
Yes, which is more than I should have, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, there has to be some way to vet that I've seen the movies.
It's true.
Anywho, when do I think this came out? It's hard for me to answer that particular one because I had an initial thought about what the movie was when you first mentioned the name. And then you did show me the movie poster.
Yeah.
So the talking shadow or some sort of stalker situation, I mean, that could have been made anywhere between 1942 and 1992. After seeing it, I don't know, I vaguely got like superhero vibes, maybe. So maybe like 87.
All right.
Yeah.
So 87's the guess.
Yep.
The next question would have been what genre? I feel like you have answered that.
Yeah.
You're saying superhero.
Based on what I vaguely recall from what I think I vaguely remember from the moment that you showed me, that I obviously have a great photo reel. And I don't remember. I
Okay.
just vaguely, there were colors. I might have seen the color blue. There was black. I don't know. It was
All superhero colors.
all colors. Any color can be a superhero color, mind you.
And
yeah.
I'm going to ask this question every show, regardless if I've showed you the movie poster.
Okay.
Who do you think's in it?
I already know that Alec. Is it Alec?
Well, I can't tell you.
You told me already that it had a Baldwin. Mm-hmm. But is it Alec? Is it Alex? I don't know. Well,
okay.
One of those.
I will say that Alec Baldwin is a Baldwin,
Alec.
But Alex Baldwin is not a Baldwin. So
There's no Alex Baldwin?
I don't think so.
Who are the Baldwins?
Steven. There's another. Billy. There's like a Billy Baldwin.
Interesting.
I think there's like 5 Baldwins, but I don't remember them
Anywho,
all.
I think 3 of the 5 Baldwins are in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. I don't know. I don't even know who to guess. I think it came out in the 87, but I don't think I know who was popular when Alec Baldwin was popular in movies. So like I truly, I don't know. Goldie Hawn, are they contemporaries or age mates? I don't know.
Sure.
Sure. Why not?
Well, you've already given me.
Give me 4.
Well, yeah. And we're going to say, not going so deep into it like beat for beat, but the elevator pitch, general idea of what this plot is for The Shadow.
Yes. The Shadow looks like some sort of superhero situation. So it's going to be about a playboy millionaire type who falls into something of radioactive something, becomes a shadow, has to avenge there's probably some woman that's been put into a fridge. And so he has to avenge the murder of his dear love and, I don't know, meets friends along the way. I don't know.
All right.
He finds some other superheroes. There's one that he likes. There's one that is a bad guy. And at the end, he probably kisses a woman. And roll credits.
A woman. All right. I like that particular guess because you will know when we watch this if that's correct or not.
Yeah.
Lastly, before we get into it, how was this received?
Poorly.
It's a poorly received film.
People were like, what? Superheroes? That's weird. Men in tights? Women in tights? Dark backgrounds? Masks? Hats? What's going on?
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Alec Baldwin as the Shadow? He should have been the villain or something.
Great work. We shall see how much of those
We shall.
pass.
Oh, are we watching the whole movie?
No.
Oh, we're skipping to the end. Thank goodness.
Yes. Can you imagine?
I was like, wait, what are we doing? I forgot what our podcast was all about.
Yeah. Well, just a reminder, because I don't think I did a great job of explaining in the beginning, or maybe I forgot. This show is all about skipping to the end of movies to see really your reaction to them without any context.
Nice.
And that should tell you that this is going to be a spoiler, not just spoiler heavy show. Like this is a spoiler show.
The whole show is about spoiling the movie.
So it's about to happen. So if you don't like getting spoiled, go.
Just
go.
Protect your peace. Don't get spoiled on this movie.
Protect your P's. Your P's and thank yous. All right. So I'm going to show you the end of the movie, The Shadow.
I didn't know that everyone know that I was shaking my head at your pun just then.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I
That
need
is
to let you know too. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay. And yeah, feel free to feel your feelings during this.
Oh, don't worry. Oh, okay. What is? Are they supposed to be mirrors that they're around? Okay, the vibration. Is that him like activating his power? Wow. Graphics have come a long way. My gosh. Oh, is that sweat or is that like mercury? Why is it? Oh. So he has levitation powers and shaky powers. Oh no! Ooh, I don't love that.
Meanwhile,
Oh, it takes place in the 40s. I got the noir energy. I feel like this is gonna be reminiscent of something where they like do the wrap up and they like this guy is gonna like, and that's what happened to the such and da da da. At the end of the day, we know da 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 da. You know?
Sure.
Was this a dream? He doesn't look stabbed in the head. This is a simulation. Straight jacket. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
I almost referenced that in non-song form, but
What? Is he trying to use powers on him? Oh, he sure is. It's not gonna work. Your powers are gone, baby. They were taken by the shadow.
Release me at once. No, we won't have any of that, Mr. Khan. Let's just have
Mr. Khan.
shall we?
Sorry, Mr. Khan. Oh no.
You're done. Saved your life, that's what.
Look at that
We
reveal.
had to remove a little section of your frontal lobe.
Oh no, not a
It's the
lobotomy.
part nobody ever uses.
A part no one uses. Medical malpractice.
Telepathy. Wait! Come back here!
How do we?
Come here! I am C1 Khan, the last descendant of Genghis Khan.
Yo,
Listen to me. I'm Houdini.
what?
I am Theodore Roosevelt.
They have powers too? Are they a bad guy? With the glowy ring? They really went out of their way to show us that ring, so it has to be important. I wonder what it means. Oh!
you got it.
He's kissing a woman! What
You
I
got
said,
it.
what I said! I said the and that man looks like a millionaire playboy to me. I'm just saying. Oh, it's not Goldie Hawn though. Dang it. We're just does that woman speak in this movie?
Hey, how will you know where I am?
Magic.
I'll know.
Okay. He's a creeper. He's a rock star. Weird. What? That's his costume face. What is this based off of? Like a DC situation?
All right, so you just watched that. You had feelings, clearly.
A lot of was happening.
Some vindication, some
Confusion.
confusion.
When I say at the end, the billionaire playboy is gonna kiss a woman, what did he do? He kissed a woman.
You sure did.
Clocked it.
Do you have any other feelings before we kind of dive into your guesses again?
I think my feelings were clear.
Okay.
Quite clear.
Okay, that totally works.
Yeah.
But before we get into any reveals, you guessed 1987 for when it came out. You cool with that guess? We were revising it. What do you think?
I'm keeping I'm not changing any of my
You're
guesses.
not changing any of your guesses.
Well, I can't change it. That was a guess I already made. You want me to make a secondary guess?
So, well, I'm just going to go through and then let me know when you're like, I'm going to change that guess. If it even happens. Because, I mean, like you said, you got a woman getting kissed at the end, superhero, all that stuff is...
I mean, that part I saw from what I thought I recalled from the thing that you showed me. But I will say, I did guess in terms of time, right? That initially I was like, oh, is this like a noir? Did it come out in the 40s? Since I saw the cover, it looked like it came out in 87. It looked like a movie that was made in 1 year and takes place in a year in the past. So I might have gotten the noir part.
Let me speed through this then. 1987, superhero genre. Alec Baldwin, 3 out of the 5 Baldwins, including Alec Baldwin, are in this movie, and Goldie Hawn.
That's probably not true.
Probably not true. We saw the woman that's in this movie. I didn't remember her name. She has been in other things.
Does she get to say more than "Where Will You Find Me"?
I can't tell you yet until we get through this section.
Nice.
Plot: Playboy millionaire, radioactive, becomes shadow.
Sorry, I made a loud gasp because I thought you were like telling me the thing. Like I remember my guesses. Or I guess I thought I did, but I thought you were telling me the thing, and I was like, oh, I got it right. But then it was like, oh, you're just reading the thing I said. So.
Well, this will be a good practice for when you react when I do reveal it. Playboy millionaire, radioactive, becomes shadow. There's a fridge woman, meets friends, other superheroes, kisses a woman. And you said that it was poorly received.
I did say that.
Are you ready for the reveal?
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. Okay, well, this came out in 1994.
Oh, incorrect.
It was a superhero movie, obviously.
Boom, Chihuahua.
But 1994, it was kind of building off of the craze of superhero movies that were sort of getting traction.
Okay.
You might have caught a glimpse of the soundtrack as it was happening, but it's really Batman-esque. The whole soundtrack is like, am I watching Batman right now?
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but my initial thoughts about it were fully Batman inspired.
Yeah. And I think that Batman probably started in like the 40s or 30s or something, right? Probably as a comic book. This is based off of a serialized radio show called The Shadow. Huh. I think in the 30s.
30s.
Yes.
Interessant.
Indeed. The catchphrase was, who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men? Who knows? The shadow knows.
I think I've heard that. Who knows what lurks in the heart? What evil lurks in the heart of men? The shadow. Interesting.
It was pretty popular, and it wouldn't surprise me if some aspects of The Shadow, the original radio play, influenced certain comic books and things like that.
And I did say that at the end, I felt like even but the thing I was looking at when the guy came out, I don't know, the man came out of the taxi or whatever, and he was looking at the building. It made me think of like the end cap thing that people do when they like close off or like finish off a broadcast or like someone's telling a story. Mm-hmm. Interesting that it was a radio play.
Interesting. Alec Baldwin, who you saw, plays Lamont Cranston, aka The Shadow. Shiwan Khan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, the descendant of Genghis Khan. That's John Lone. I guess he's in other things. I don't really know. He looked familiar. Penelope Ann Miller is the woman's name. You might know her from Kindergarten Cop.
Oh.
And other movies, but that's the one I know. There's other characters. Well, actually, you did see very briefly, but you might not have clocked him, Ian McKellen.
I saw Ian McKellen.
He's very briefly in there, but you were probably too busy reeling from the mirror explosion scene. He plays Dr. Lane, the scientist father of Penelope Ann Miller's character, Margot Lane. So he is in there, mustachioed and all. You look shocked.
I mean, he wasn't the person who spoke. He was just somebody in the background. So I wasn't going to know that he was anybody's father.
Being taken out of a car held by Penelope Ann Miller. It's okay.
He was being taken out of a car.
You were, again, this is right after the mirror scene. So there was a lot happening.
I mean, my head threw back when I laughed. So I might have just...
It's possible.
Missed it entirely.
The man that you said was probably going to do a narration at the end, the older man, that's Jonathan Winters. You might recognize him from being Jonathan Winters. He was on Mork and Mindy. I feel like he's been on a bunch of things, but I just know
Sorry to that man. So sorry.
Other people that you did not see but are in this movie that are of note. Peter Boyle.
An actor, I'm sure.
Everybody Loves Raymond. You remember that show?
Uh-huh.
The father.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, it seems like you're not going to be excited about anyone, so
I'm not going to I mean, just tell me the name. I just don't know everyone.
All right. Well, you're not going to be excited, so Tim Curry's in this movie. But, there we go.
Is he one of the other superhero friends, villain?
Oh, Peter Boyle. He's a cab driver. Thank you for asking.
Tim Curry. Tell me about Tim.
He
Curry
is a former assistant and a scientist that used to work with Ian McKellen's character that breaks bad. He turns bad and is like a working cahoots with Shiwan Khan here. Let's get into what's going on here. So I wrote some plot points down so that I can kind of go through this quicker. Again, feel free to stop me from rambling. Lamont, in the beginning, we see him as a drug kingpin and warlord in Tibet. He's got these gross, long-ass nails. And
I mean, are they gross or are they just really long? Like, what do they look like?
oh, they're gross.
'Cause I can't see that.
They're brown and red. He like eats meat by like scraping the meat with his dirty ass fingers. He's got these long, scraggly hair. Basically, his character went to World War I, apparently was dealing with some inner demons at the time and thought, hey, I think I want to be a monster full time. Let's go to Tibet and like really, start burning down villages and like becoming a drug kingpin.
Jeez.
This is where this starts. This is our hero.
Wait.
Alec Baldwin.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I guess I was wrong there again.
We'll see. He gets chosen by, I don't know what you call it, guru, a mystic. It looks like a child with a man's voice. So like picture a cute little child with like a man's voice.
Weird. Okay. Interesting.
And even though Alec Baldwin's character is like, I don't want to be redeemed. I don't want to learn your mystical telepathic ways. This guy's like, you're good at this and you don't have a choice because you are uniquely qualified to fight evildoers because you have been struggling with the evil inside yourself for so long that you know what evil lurks in the hearts of men. So he goes under the tutelage of this man. We jump.
The young boy.
Yeah. This guy is badass. He's got a talking knife and the handle has a face on it and it's got teeth and not anyone can wield this.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah. And not anyone can wield it. You have to wield it with your mind. You can't pick it up. 7 years later, he's back in New York City and what is he? Playboy millionaire.
Hey.
A real do-nothing Playboy millionaire. And he's the nephew of the police commissioner played by Jonathan Winters, who we saw at the end. And then Jonathan Winters is like, you got to get a job. You got to do something. You got to meet a lady, blah, blah, blah.
Stop having millions for no reason.
Having millions. Now, of course, like Batman, he is fighting crime because he can see the evil in the hearts of men. He knows where these evildoers are going to go. He knows all of them.
Does he stop crime before it happens?
It's not like Minority Report, but he does like find people who are, in the midst of doing something awful and stop them with his mystical powers, which is often using hallucinations, disorienting them, and kind of terrifying them with this maniacal shadow character.
Okay, so I feel like you just described someone who's not able to see into the hearts of men, someone who's just like finding people who are actively committing crime. And it also sounds like this man, Freddy Krueger's them.
Well, I would say that he probably couldn't find the people doing the crimes if he couldn't sense the evil that was happening. As far as the Freddy Krueger aspect, kind of. It makes sense what you're saying. Yeah. He can basically hypnotize people to see things that are not there or not see things that are there. He is called the Shadow because he makes himself visible to his foes. He also, I don't know if you noticed at the end when he did that pause and looked to the camera with that little scarf covering his face. Alec Baldwin wears a prosthetic nose because his physical features change into the Shadow when he's becoming the Shadow and fighting crime. And he weirdly...
What?
Yeah, his nose becomes a little bit more pronounced. His brow becomes more pronounced. It's this makeup job that oddly makes him look like another Baldwin brother. So I'm going to...
So 2 out of 3?
Yeah, he kind of looks more like Billy Baldwin when he's doing it.
That is hilarious.
So
did he actually put on a prosthetic or did he just call his brother? Keep the money in the family,
If you were to see it, you'd be like, this is very clearly a prosthetic.
Got it.
But he's doing that, and when he saves people, especially if they have a special skill set or area of study, they become part of his secret network, and they get a fun little red ring, and if he needs them, there's a code sign. He'll say something like, the sun is shining, and then...
My guy is a cult leader. That's what you just said. That's
basically.
what I heard.
Basically.
Wowee.
So Peter Boyle is like someone he saved a long time ago and now is his permanent cab driver. So
Dang.
pretty good.
Must be nice.
At a nightclub, just drinking up a storm as himself, Lamont, Alec Baldwin's character, meets Margot, Penelope Ann Miller, and she has innate psychic abilities.
Oh?
So they're kind of like an interesting match, but he kind of can't get close to her because she can very easily read his mind.
Oh.
She doesn't know she has psychic abilities. She just instinctually completes his sentences.
Oh, no. Can't do that, women. Never complete a man's sentence. Don't let him know you can think.
Anyway, they're definitely connected. She doesn't know about her secret gifts. Initially, he's standoffish, but then she finds out who he is. They get close. The villain of the story is the direct descendant of Genghis Khan, and he arrives on the scene to continue the legacy of taking over the world, basically. And he studied under the same guru that Alec Baldwin did.
Because I was going to ask, why is it that Baldwin just decided not to use his powers for evil? Seems like Khan over here was like, 1 + 1 is 2, I'll still be evil.
Exactly.
So, interesting.
So he is arguably more powerful than Alec Baldwin. He has not only gone under the same tutelage, but he has, I believe, killed the teacher that they both had. The young child is something that I'm just...
So the 7 years that he was in New York, just living it up, my guy Khan was over here getting rid of the people in the world and being evil.
Yes, and he has also become the master of that creepy knife I was talking about. He can actually like subdue it and make it do like it's his bidding of attacking people. So pretty scary stuff.
Yep.
He's like, Shadow, let's team up. Shadow's like, no way. He's like, oh,
what did I say? Friends, bad guys?
Yeah, it's true. To get his attention, he takes over Penelope Ann Miller's mind and has her go and try to kill the Shadow.
I don't like that.
She shows up at Alec Baldwin's house, shoots a mirror, foreshadowing, and...
Foreshadowing.
That's like triple entendre. A goes the alphabet. What? Okay. Oh, boy.
Okay, what's next?
Yeah, she shoots a shadow because she sees his reflection in it. He wakes her up, and he's like, what are you doing here? Who sent you? She's like, I don't know. I just heard a voice in my head that said, go kill the Shadow. And I ended up here. Wait a second. Oh, let me look in your eye. Oh, and his eyes turned from baby blue eyes to like shark eyes, basically. There's like very black eyes. And from going from blue to like very black is very startling. So to answer your question, that's how she finds out.
Interesting.
But she's never actually fridged, from what I can tell, beyond that like brief moment of being used for that.
I mean, mind control is awful and bad, but fridging is the worst.
Yes, and she's not even the damsel in distress. The damsel in distress isn't a damsel at all. It's her dad, Dr. Lane, who is working for the Defense Department to create the precursor of an atomic bomb. And Khan's like, I'm going to take over his mind. We're going to blow up this city. It's going to be great. So excited. Can't go wrong. Tim Curry, you'll be one of my like sidekicks. I don't even have to hypnotize you. You're just so greedy and weird. You'll do it anyway. The city's going to blow up unless they give him $1 billion, which is a lot in 1930, whatever. But they can't find this guy. Where is he? It turns out that his secret lair is a building smack dab in the middle of the city that no one sees because he's hypnotized the entire city.
Oh, is that what the big, like, when they walked up and saw the building, that's why he looked at it like that? Because it was like, it's been here the whole time?
Yes. This was an empty lot 2 seconds ago. Very
interesting.
bizarre.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
He's outmatched this Shadow character at first, but then he finds it in himself to dig deep into his training and overtake control of the mystical knife, and he stabs Khan.
Sorry, that shard of mirror.
Oh, no, that was not the knife.
Okay, because I'm like, what on earth?
I understand the confusion. The knife is like gold and it's got a little face on it. It's fun. It's fun. But he uses that to stab Khan in the gut, and that hurts him enough that the state of hypnosis everyone is in is released. People can see the building. The scientist character is out of his trance, and he's able to defuse the bomb. But we still got to get rid of this Khan guy, and they end up in that room full of mirrors, which is similar to the ending of Enter the Dragon, I believe. The room full of mirrors.
I was going to say that one John Wick scene.
Yes, it's all back to Enter the Dragon for sure. And then they have that fight that you saw.
There's a lot that didn't happen or wasn't clarified between him stabbing that man with his powers and the guy waking up in a straitjacket. So are we meant to believe that that fight was just all an illusion and that in actuality the doctor from before was like doing operational? How did time?
I believe what happened was after the injury, they moved that guy into a hospital, And because the doctor had one of the red rings, he is part of the network.
Yeah.
So he was instructed to remove that part of the brain that is active during telepathic activities. And basically gaslight this guy to being like, don't worry, we saved you. We got that shard out of your brain and we cut it out. You're fine now. You're a little nuts because you think you're the descendant of Genghis Khan, which actually isn't that crazy, I would imagine.
There are a lot of descendants of Genghis Khan. I feel like
Right.
there are a whole bunch.
But I guess he did try to blow up the city, so maybe
That part not so nice, yeah.
And it's also 1930s. Maybe they're like, I bet that's a rare thing for someone to claim.
But a movie that occurred.
Do you have any other questions? Because I did go through the plot a little bit faster than the previous episode.
Sure, you did, perhaps. But also, the biggest question was the one I asked about how he went so quickly from we're fighting in a mirror wonderland to, oh, no, you had a lobotomy. So it's like, when did the last illusion begin? We're supposed to believe a whole host of things was him getting lobotomized without him realizing it. And he thinks he's fighting the shadow.
That is one reading that I hadn't considered before. I choose to believe the mirror thing happened because when I saw this is another me renting something as a youth at the local video rental store and being told this is amazing. This was as goofy as the graphics are now. They were pretty darn good in mid-90s. The mirror fighting thing was...
I can see the vision,
Yeah.
especially with the shattering, for sure.
There's a pretty wild scene of Alec Baldwin looks in the mirror after having almost been killed by Penelope Ann Miller and knowing that that Khan is in the city. And he looks in the mirror and he's got a little mark on his face and he goes to pick at it and it ends up being a hole. And he kind of just ends up putting his finger in. And then the hands
Stop!
jump cut. Well, not jump cut. I'll skip to the end of that. It's a dream.
Well, yeah.
And it ended up being a mask, and under the mask was Khan, because they're similar. Because like you're saying, they both have evil in them, and they both studied under the same
A lot of Freddy
mystical
Kruegering
guru.
of people in this film.
A lot of Freddy Kruegering, yeah.
And by that, I only mean the dreamery, not the being a creepy, literal monster.
So now that I said all that, how do you think it was received?
I'm not changing my answer.
Yeah, it was not received well. I was hoping to give you a little trick there.
You're trying to mess me up.
Yeah,
sir.
I was trying. Not well. People were like, this isn't great. Kind of weird. It's giving some Batman vibes without being as fun as Batman. There were a few superhero movies that people thought during this time, oh, I'll be in this movie and I'll be the next Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Little did they know they had to wait until not X-Men. They had to wait until Iron Man. Sorry. Everybody else that was trying to do the thing.
Sorry.
You weren't the sauce. You didn't have the sauce.
You don't have the sauce.
No. No.
What?
I say that. You it's okay.
You don't have the pesto.
Oh, okay.
All right. No one like that.
This is why people gatekeep language.
Probably. All right.
Yeah.
So now that we've watched it, it has been spoiled for you.
Not even really, because I know the ending and you've told me everything that happens inside of it, but I'm like, huh?
Well, this is good to know and will lead into my question. But I think in general, for you, the term spoiler doesn't really apply because, correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't seem like your enjoyment of a movie is spoiled when you know the ending.
No, I just saw one of those movie recap videos about a movie called Swan Song that I've never heard about before. It came out in 2021. And I saw it and I was like, oh, I want to watch this movie. It made me want to watch the movie. That doesn't always happen. And I would imagine that a movie a movie with an amazing twist, maybe I wouldn't want that spoiled.
Right.
But your average bad movie, spoil away, who cares? And your average good movie, I've yet to have a movie spoiled that was peak, or a program. When I saw Attack on Titan, I didn't have anything about it spoiled, and I was like, oh my goodness. So every turn was a big new thing for me. Yeah, it just hasn't come up, thankfully, I guess. That if someone had spoiled Parasite for me, I probably would have flipped the table.
Okay.
Because oh my gosh, you've removed an amazing thing. Watching that for the first time is such a unique thing that you can never get back. And watching a second time, you're going to see all these different new elements and aspects. That's really cool. But for your average whatever movie, you can watch it a million times and you never notice anything different. You just enjoy it more perhaps. If I watch Dazed and Confused again, it's still gonna be Dazed and Confused. There's no oh well, when you put a thing down, oh yeah. No, it's just the same whatever. I'm gonna like it, I'm gonna enjoy the songs, whatever. Maybe it doesn't actually hold up when I look at it back, that kind of thing might happen. But I'm not seeing anything that's whoa, I totally missed that they lined up the scene such that the haves and the have-nots are always divided by some sort of physical line. Come on. not every movie is thinking about it to that level. And yeah.
So with that in mind, good to have this conversation 2 episodes in. Luckily, I did not pick any movies so far that were of high caliber with a very important twist at the end.
I think that should be maybe rules for podcasts would be ideal. I think some idea of how much, you're showing at the end that counts as ending. This might be really hard to do with like a mystery unless it's like already confirmed that I wouldn't care to see that movie. And
yes.
That's you.
That's me.
Problem.
That's my struggle. You know?
You have to figure that out.
So the amount of ending that you saw in this movie, it felt like there's still more questions and more things that you're like, oh, I don't know the answers to these, whether you can articulate those questions now or not, just because.
I mean, I will say, as I was watching this, because they changed scenes, I was very glad that you didn't start it when the guy woke up with a straitjacket on. Because I would have been like, babe, what? Because like just truly nothing made any sense at all.
So I thought about this movie because of that ending of him waking up and trying to use his, mind control and then finding out that he's got the lobotomy. In doing that, I was like, it's kind of short. Well, let me look at the mirror scene. Mm-hmm. Oh, this mirror scene's actually pretty short. Oh, if I cut it right here, this might be the sweet spot. And even more confusing in terms of what's happening.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that confusion. I think you did the thing.
So now that you saw the ending to this movie, is this a movie that you would watch? Or is this a movie that you're like, no, thank you?
I like it. It's more intriguing than the first one you showed me.
If that's the bar.
The bar is the world that we live in, right? Whoa. The context of where we are.
The bar is the world that we live in.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm sitting with that.
Yeah, sit with that.
Is that a saying?
Everything is a saying.
No, not everything's a saying. Everything is something that's said, but saying
everything is a saying. I think that was said.
You know what I mean.
I do. I don't know. And again, you can make up a saying whenever you want. You just have to keep saying it. So what I'm trying to say is, what was it? Saturday the 14th? No Desire. This one, I'm real curious about how we get into the mirror scene. I'm real curious if there's like a point where it's like, no, this is when the dream starts for the Khan character. Like that's intriguing to me. And I love a superhero movie. So yeah, I might.
You might.
Watch it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's stop recording and watch right now.
Honestly, that might happen.
It's a possibility. Too bad we don't have popcorn. Oh. Always have popcorn in your house, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at
people
that.
Of the world, theys, thems, everyone have popcorn.
You said ladies and gentlemen, but my ears heard legs and gentlemen. I was like, that is bizarre coupling.
I would never do that. No other comments.
And don't you ever not like and subscribe to this channel.
That was real smooth.
Real smooth, like butter.
Oh, God.
Or like the bar of the world that we're living in.
That's not what I said.
Don't make my mistakes in life, like not commenting and subscribing to this program. Do
this
it.
Podcast. Yeah, baby.
Maybe I'll look.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yours is done. Yours is done. Okay.
I thought we were doing an outro. I was trying to assist with outro.
Sure. Like and comment, but also if you have an idea for a movie that we might want to watch, let us know.
If you have a movie that you think I haven't seen based on whatever you feel in your heart,
Vibes.
Let us know.
And now we have a canon way of ending it because of the way we ended the first episode.
I surely remember that.
Yeah, let's say it on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Toodaloo!
Baby.
There it is. Goodbye.